African history is a long and complex history that dates back centuries. It is a history of development, struggle, and resilience. African history is closely intertwined with the history of the world, and its development has had a profound impact on global history. The earliest records of African history date back to the 9th century BC, when the ancient Egyptians began to record their own history. This written history is the most complete record of African history prior to the arrival of Europeans. In the centuries that followed, Africa saw the rise and fall of many different empires and kingdoms. Empires such as the Ghana Empire, the Mali Empire, and the Songhai Empire all had great influence in the region. These empires brought about a period of political, economic, and social development in Africa. The arrival of Europeans in the 15th century marked a major shift in African history. Europeans brought their culture that greatly influenced the way of living for the Africans. This period saw the beginning of the transatlantic trade, which would have a lasting impact on the African continent. The 19th century saw the emergence of the anti-colonial struggle in Africa. This period saw a number of major anti-colonial revolts, such as the Zulu Wars, the Ashanti Wars, and the Meiji Rebellion. These struggles eventually led to the independence of many African nations in the mid-20th century. In the modern era, African nations have continued to develop and progress. Many countries have made great strides in the areas of economic growth, health, education, human rights, and technology. Africa is now home to some of the fastest growing economies in the world, and the continent is becoming an increasingly important player in global politics. African history is an incredibly rich and complex history. It is a history of struggle, resilience, and development. It is a history that has had a profound impact on the world, and one that will continue to shape the future of the African continent. What lies ahead, the year 2050, is rapidly approaching, and Africa is on the cusp of a major transformation. The continent currently has a populace over 1.2 billion people and is expected to be the most populous continent in the world by 2050, with an estimated population of 2.5 billion. This population boom is expected to lead to a plethora of new economic opportunities as well as a greater demand for long-term development and infrastructure. Africa is expected to be a major global player in economic development by 2050. The continent's gross domestic product (GDP) has already increased significantly, and it is expected to be one of the world's fastest growing economies by 2050. A variety of factors, including expanded access to technology, improved education systems, and the development of more efficient farming and manufacturing techniques are likely to promote the expansion. Furthermore, the continent is predicted to be in the top 5 in terms of foreign direct investment. A number of free trade agreements, such as the African Continental Free Trade Area, are also projected to benefit the continent after. This deal is planned to create a single African market, facilitating intra-African trade and investment development. Furthermore, the African Union is scheduled to launch a number of measures to foster regional integration, including the African Monetary Union (AMU) and the African Financial Community (AFCAFC). This agreement is expected to create a single African market, which will facilitate the development of intra-African trade and investment. The African Union is expected to implement a variety of initiatives to promote regional integration, such as the African Monetary Union (AMU) and the African Financial Community (AFC. Africa is expected to see major improvements by 2050. Currently, much of the continent lacks basic infrastructure, such as reliable electricity and clean drinking water. However, with the help of development initiatives such as the New Partnership for Africa's Development (NEPAD), the continent is expected to have improved infrastructure by 2050. This improved infrastructure will include better roads and railways, increased access to energy and water, and improved telecommunications and internet access. As a result of these improvements, African countries will be better positioned to attract foreign investment and create new jobs for their population. This will lead to increased economic growth and improved standards of living for the continent. Additionally, improved infrastructure will facilitate the development of a stronger, more efficient, and more competitive economy.
Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell button such that you can be reminded whenever we put a new video. Much love.